Welcome to the Amber Shows. It's over the hump day. Happy Wednesday. Okay, I'm in a New York state of mind, as you can see, and let's get started with news that I am so excited about, which is first El Chapo. I have to talk about El Chapo. El Chapo Guzman, Shorty, who is gone, who tunneled his way out of his Mexican prison for the second time. You know, he was gone for almost 13 years the first time. Been in jail for the last almost 2 years, and while he's in jail, you won't believe the things that he's able to incur. First off, let's talk about how much money he has. He was on Forbes' list of billionaires 4 different times. He has so much money that when he's transporting all of his drugs, because he's the largest heroin drug dealer in the world, guess what he did? He actually was able to purchase his own, it's genius, he purchased his own cars that look just like police cars, had them made up to look like police cars, so as the police cars are going and cruising through the streets, they're his cars and they're stacked with drugs being distributed everywhere. This guy is like the modern day Scarface. That's why I like him, because Scarface was one of my favorite movies. You know, I grew up like Scarface. Okay, so Scarface, the Goodfellas, well, that's what I'm more, I grew up more like Goodfellas. But he's intriguing, just like I love Al Capone. I loved Bonnie and Clyde. They make them, they rev them up like they're to be honored and they were to be looked up to, because they're these criminals that are mastermind criminals, and they make large amounts of money, and they're able to elude the police, and a lot of times the police we don't particularly care for in most of our communities, black communities, brown communities. So El Chapo is the man. El Chapo actually stands for Shorty in Spanish, and let me tell you some more about him. If you go to Fuse TV, you'll be able to see a documentary on him. It was outstanding. El Chapo, most of the drugs, even in Chicago, are all his. Right now, the Chicago DEA is actually going crazy. It actually showed that his heroin is 90% pure. So, even though you got a bunch of drug addicts, they're not shooting it up. So there's less hepatitis from dirty needles. There's less AIDS from sharing dirty needles and passing bad blood. Everybody's just snorting it or smoking it because it's so pure. They showed a line of people where the drug dealers came outside at like 11 a.m. and there was lines around the block. And then, like at 11:10, everybody was gone. That's how fast it sold out. They're also saying that El Chapo has dug so many tunnels. His tunnels that he dug all through Mexico to transport his drugs into the United States were actually dug by electrical engineers, people that know how to do plumbing, all types of electrical engineering, or just engineers, people who weren't working or were working, and he offered them so much money that they didn't even need that job. That's why he gets away with everything, because he pays up. What do you think you would say yes to? Let's see. Now, they're saying that some of the people in the prison helped him get out, but so what? If they get fired, who cares? He probably gave them $1 million, or he gave them more money than they probably make in a whole 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So what? This guy pays people, and they do what he wants them to do because he has the money to do it. There's also the tunnels. They had all kinds of different things in the tunnels, like steps and stairways. I mean, they had everything was built where it would not cave in. Water stations, food stations for the mules who were going through there. Mules meaning the people, they call them mules, were going through just to take his drugs to over to the United States. The tunnel was actually going right past a Mexican police station, up underground, and nobody knew about it. El Chapo is the man. I ain't kidding. You saw Scarface? What you want? I want the world, Manny, and everything in it. El Chapo has it. Okay. El Chapo is everywhere on the news now. There are many jokes about him, especially Donald Trump. They had a video of Donald Trump saying, "I love Mexicans. Mexicans are the best people in the world. Mexicans they work hard." You know, he better say that because he don't know where El Chapo's ass at. But I know one thing, El Chapo ain't nowhere to be found. This time, he probably won't ever be found. He owns all types of jets, and he pays people all kinds of money to keep him hid. So he probably won't get caught this time. El Chapo is the CEO of crime, and you can look it up on Fuse TV and learn more about him. He built his empire actually killing competitors and cutting deals and bringing tons of drugs into the United States. The Guadalupe chief in Mexico, actually now he was the chief of police. Now he's the president, but his name is Alto Perez. He actually feared for his family's safety. Once he arrested El Chapo, he never even talked about El Chapo to anybody. He didn't talk about him on the news. He didn't talk about him no more because his daughter's car had been shot up 50 times while his daughter was able to get away, though. So after that, Alto Perez, the president, said, "I ain't talking about El Chapo." El Chapo, when he actually arrested El Chapo said to him, look, he tried to bribe him. He said, "Look, I'll give you $2 million in cash right now not to lock me up and 5 tons of cocaine that's on its way to the United States." And he didn't do it. He would be, look, it's bribery all the time. Police are always on the payoff. Police are always taking bribes. That's never going to stop. How you think so many criminals can get away, big-time criminals can get away, hide out? People take the bribes, and police are no different. Police are just the opposite of an actual robber. It's a robber on this end of the pendulum, and it's a police on that end, and they can change at any time. So El Chapo, he gave up. They even asked him when he was in jail the last time if he would give up some people, and guess what he did? He called them. Here comes my garbage truck. It's delivery day, or rather it's pickup day, and he always comes to I think he does it on purpose. He sees me out here doing my show. Okay, so anyway, El Chapo told him that he would give him some information, and El Chapo ended up telling them all about all these different law officials who were on his take. And he gave up judges and lawyers and police officers, all big people. And then the next thing you know, over 1,000 documents could not even be found. Not one. They all turned up missing. He is good for, he is a person who knows what he's doing. This is not something that he has not figured out. While he was in prison, he actually turned his prison into a 5-star hotel. He actually had, these are some of the things he had in prison. He had TV, telephones, he had food. His prison was set up like a beautiful apartment, his prison cell. He had prostitutes sent to him. He had Viagra. He had conjugal visits where they were just in rooms where he could be there all day having sex with women. He had cocaine sent in. He had sex with the women prisoners there. Actually, one of the women prisoners became his girlfriend. And to show you how smart he is, when she got out, he flew her to California, and while she was in California, she gave birth to his daughter. So his daughter is actually now a United States citizen. She could be our next president one day. El Chapo is something else. He is definitely Tony Montana, the new one. They need to make a movie about him instead of a documentary. They need to make a movie. He is no joke. Like I said, why do I like him? He's smart. Why do I like him? He's intriguing and just interesting, you know, because it's something that I could never do or be around that person, but knowing they're out there eluding the police and making them look stupid, I like that part. All right, so El Chapo is still on the loose, and we'll hear more about him, I guess, later on, because I doubt if he's going to be caught. All right, so our men busted into Chris Brown's home. I don't understand how these movie stars, how these people that stalk the movie stars or the burglars, how do they get in their houses? I don't understand that. I grew up with a burglar alarm my whole life. I don't understand. They don't have burglar alarms. They're filthy rich. They don't have burglar alarms. They don't know how to put bars on the windows and on the doors. They don't know how to have. I don't understand what's going on. You got all kind of surveillance now. You can use your iPhone and watch your house and inside your house. Watch every room. I don't understand. Well, anyway, Chris Brown, who has been estranged from his mother for quite a few years because they've always beefed over the people that he had around him, so they're not as close as they used to be. And she tweeted right away, "You better watch people that you're hanging around," because she definitely feels like it's an insider. His aunt was at his house. Chris Brown had just went to a club that night, night before last. The surveillance did show that he was in the club when it happened. What they did was armed robbers busted his doors in, tied his aunt up, put her in one of the closets, and rifled all through his house. They stole money and jewelry, and they're still on the loose. Young Thug, you guys who know about rappers, is in the DeKalb County Jail in Atlanta right now for threatening a mall cop last week, and he's still there. Okay, and the Marvin Gaye's kids, they get their money was reduced from the lawsuit. A judge reduced the money. It was $7 million that Pharrell and Robin Thicke had to pay Marvin Gaye's kids. He has two biological children, and by the girl he left Anna Gordy for, and Anna Gordy had adopted a son. So they're going to get now $5 million. It was reduced from $7 million for Blurred Lines, and they're going to get 50% of all the royalties of its sales as long as it's selling. DMX, another rapper who everybody knows, is locked up for 6 months right now. He's locked up as presumably for child support. And there's a new test technology that gives surgeons the ability to visualize cancer cells, which is really, really fascinating. In real time, while they operate, he'll be able to actually see if you have other cancerous cells. Wow, we are headed into the Superman reality. I mean, the doctors will have X-ray vision. But now, the Dr. Samuel Achalulo, he is the doctor who invented this. He says that it's better than X-ray vision. He's a professor of cardiology at Washington University. The primary goal is that the doctor doesn't operate blindly. It's to make the cancer cells light up in you like a Christmas tree. The system works by first injecting the patient with cancer targeting dye that illuminates and attracts you to the normal cells. Then a beam in fractured light is beamed into the larger area, which allows a surgeon wearing specialized glasses to see the cancer cells that are growing there. So this comes with the healthy tissue. This way he can see the healthy tissue, and the doctor can only take away the abnormal tissue. Currently, the cancer glasses are being tested on skin and breast cancer patients. He says lighting up cancer means a bright future for people diagnosed with the deadly disease. Most doctors are only relying on the scans before the surgery, and they remove where the cancer was seen on the scan. And then they remove also some healthy tissue around it just to make sure, that there's no cancer there. But they can't really see it like these glasses can see it. So they remove even actually healthy tissue. But with these glasses, and when they do remove just the cancer that they saw on the scan, and then some of the healthy tissue around it, 9 times out of 10, that cancer reoccurs because there was still more cancer in that area that was not caught on the scan, like these X-ray glasses can, or the cancer had already spread and he could not see it. So, and they end up right back at the doctor or getting more surgery. So this is a really big breakthrough. So, next thing, get some stress balls. The kind that you roll in your hand. You can find them anywhere. You can just get a small little bouncing ball. And when you're at work and you're stressed out, or even if you're at home and you're stressed out, but no matter where you go, if you're sitting in a doctor's office, or if you're